Hi, everybody. This is my first time going, through the motions, interacting as Anja Blue, which is my creative name. So if you guys don't know me, I am a writer, poet, videographer. I love wellness lifestyle, health lifestyle, and I'm a creative person by nature, so I guess you could call me a creator. But most of all, I love learning through experience with life, and I love helping other people. And not just through, my videos and showing them how to do things practically, but kind of showing my life realistically and things that I've really struggled with. But I kind of thought about the new year situation and how I feel about the New Year's resolution. And it can be a trap for some people. And they may feel as if they have to do a particular thing or that they're going to turn over a new leaf or stop doing certain things, stop eating certain foods. When in reality, if it doesn't matter if it's a new year, it's about doing the inner work every day. It's about getting motivated in the here and now. Because if you're not motivated just in general, you're going to continue to do the same thing, whether it's yes, a new year, tomorrow, a new day. It just has to be, a change, an active. It's a mindset thing. It's a comedian that uses that term all the time, but it really is a mindset thing, and you have to be motivated to do something because of that thing in itself, not because of some outside force, person, or idea. And that's the trap that I used to fall into because I felt it almost seems like I was motivated by concepts and ideas and people, what they thought I should do, and the mores, the social norms. And even within a society, you have a smaller society of people we call a family. And getting older, the growing pains of exploring life and experiencing life is that there are gray areas and nothing is inherently good, bad, black, or white. There are gray areas. So it's healthy to be just adaptable in life. Everything doesn't have to be so rigid and set in stone. And how I've gotten better just in life, period, I create my own way of doing things. Since I've gotten older, I understand what works for me and what doesn't. And I feel free to be myself. I feel freedom to express myself the way I want to. And sometimes it's hard to do, especially when a person was not brought up in an environment where they could really flourish, or the things that they value most, not the things that other people thought they should value or thought they should believe or do. You're going to be a doctor, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Not like that at all, but to truly have your own thoughts, will, your mind, emotions, and to express that. Creativity is why I created Anja Blue. Anja Blue is, I don't want to call it an alter ego because it really is me to the fullest. And one thing that I've kind of overlooked, which was my saving grace, is creativity. Creativity, what is and was how I was able and continue to be able to make leaps and bounds. I mean, for the people who really know me and have seen how I've emerged, and I'm not saying it like pat myself on the back like I'm such a special person. Everybody is special in their own right. I'm not below or above anybody. I feel like we're all equally important, and we have a purpose for being here. But I understand my place in the world. I'm starting to understand it a lot more day by day. It's revealed to me through creativity, through intuition, through the things that I personally think about most, or have the urge to do the most. That's what purpose is. And I feel like above all else, the number one thing is to lead in purpose and in love. Everything else will follow. Now, there's certain attributes that you may acquire later on that you may not have, or you're struggling with, like to be disciplined or to be committed, to be motivated. Because in reality, discipline and motivation is two different things. Because on the days where you don't feel motivated, discipline is what kicks in and is what forces you to do it, to say, I have to do this for the sake of needing to do it in itself. Not because if I feel like it, or not because if someone can do it with me. And that's the thing with the New Year's resolutions. It's like, it's kind of almost like you feel enacted to do something by outside forces because that's the norm. I just want to do things because I'm supposed to do that. I want to do things that serve me in my life. I want to work towards goals every day, 365. Although sometimes it is hard to be disciplined. And I believe we're led by purpose, but within our purpose, we may have personal goals that we want to achieve in life. That is the icing on a cake. You know, everybody wants to be successful, but it may look differently to everybody. One person's view of success can be having lots of money. Another person is just simply being happy. And I feel like when you follow your purpose, it does make you at peace and you are happy, and then everything else will come. It's so much easier to acquire money and acquire things because you're able to tap into that essence that you've always been driven by, and you may not have noticed before. Because I believe that just like you have a phenotype, you know, your genes, you may have a certain skin color, eye color. Our genes are encoded spiritually, you know, the essence of who we are. And like a seed, it may lie dormant, you know, but when it touches water, it starts to go into motion and grow. It already has a blueprint to be what it needs to be. It already knows what it is. And although, you know, spiritually a person may be a seed, or they haven't even been watered yet, or they've been watered and they just begin to grow. It's like you watch yourself grow. And I see life as this. You know how you are walking someplace where it's really dark. You're driving in a car on a very dark highway, or you're in a tunnel. And you have light that you're using that's right in front of you, but you can literally only see whatever is in that position of the light. So you can only see a little bit that the light shines on, but it's just enough to take another step. And then you go further, and you can't really see down the tunnel or the highway because it's so dark, but you have enough light, you have enough vision or insight or some type of essence of feeling or something to say, it's kind of dark, I can't really see, but I can see just enough that I think I should go this way, or I should move forward just a little bit more. And that's how life is. That's the game. That's a part of the game that we play. That's why we experience so many emotions like fear, you know, and pain, and because it's really fear of the unknown. You don't always know what's going to happen next. And that's the beauty about being a human being, because you have to literally overcome certain things and live in the moment. Because you can only as you grow, you can only understand a certain level, or understand on a certain level. But the further you go down that tunnel and towards the end, that's when you die. You know, that's when you transition. But the tunnel may be long for some people, and it may be short for some people. But when you, you know, get to the end of the tunnel and you see all that way that you've made, and you may have still a long way to go, but you're able to look back and say, wow, I made it through those, just those little few steps, many steps that I thought that I would not make or be able to see. Because life can get very confusing, you know what I'm saying? And even for the person who is organized, they have their stuff together, but no one is leaves life unscathed. Like, you are going to experience pain. You're going to experience strong emotions that, because water to me really reminds me of emotion, because water can be so many different things to us down here. Water gives life, it takes life, and most life starts in water. So water is very adaptable, but emotions are much like water, because water changes, is adaptable, and it responds to the stimulus around it. We switch in and out of these constant modes. So it's just really having your mind, your body, your soul, your emotions, your mental, your physical. That's what a holistic approach is. Looking at the whole person, because we switch so many different modes, and the way I'm operating physically is not the same part of me that's operating emotionally, but for sure they all work together to make it work. So, New Year's resolution: don't get so caught in feeling like you're behind, or on this day, I didn't do it, the things that I thought that I should do. Just do it for the sake of wanting to do it. Just keep everybody else out of it. Truly want to do something for yourself and feel that you are worthy to do those things. Because a lot of times, people have roadblocks or barriers to achieving the things they want to achieve. And some people say, oh, they're just lazy, they don't work as hard as other people do, or they don't work. But it's different for everybody. People may have a hard time achieving goals or just living life because they have all of this confusion in their head. They have so many factors that tie into why it is difficult for them to even just put ideas together, let alone execute them and put them in order and what they think should go first. Because a lot of people have trauma. They don't understand themselves. They don't have a good sense of knowledge of self. They don't know what their purpose is, or even remotely have a clue. They may not feel they're important or worthy, or they just may be tired, or they may be struggling, having some chemical imbalances mentally. So they don't feel the urge to do certain things. But I found that with a holistic lifestyle where I pay close attention to every part of my being, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, when I monitor all of those areas and see how they work together, I've gotten a lot better, you know? And for me, I can get in over my head really fast. So I have to really set goals and be very rigid with them, and I won't move on until I finish the thing that I originally started first. And it sounds like some chemical imbalances going on because, as a child, I did have ADHD, and an adult with ADHD is a lot different. It's kind of the same in a lot of ways, but it can be very hard to navigate because your thoughts may be all over the place and you can't figure out what you should do first and what comes next. And there's a lot of impulsivity, and you just feel driven just to do things just because, and it's not always the best things. So that's a prime example of how there are some gray areas, you know. Some people may come from different backgrounds and have different barriers or obstacles to overcome, you know. So really get to know yourself and how you operate. Become one with yourself, you know, not who people said you were, or who you thought you were. Like, get to know you, the you after childhood, because there's a rebranding that we go through, if you will, with our personal being. And you may not be the person that you thought that you were, because I'm a different person today than I was a year ago. I'm talking rapid, excessive change and growth, psychologically, emotionally, mentally. And that's the thing about life. Nothing is really, it seems slow, but then it's also short. And that's why we have to live in the here and now and really enjoy the moment. Because if we get too far in the future and obsess over that, then you get all these emotions like fear and worry, or just a lot of different things that won't help you. I've learned to do what's necessary in the here and now, because the here and now, if you really want to look at it, that's the only thing that matters. And I'll tell you why. When you when you achieve certain goals, or when you're progressing in life, those are really small steps within bigger steps within bigger steps. So it's like small little inches that you take, and all those inches add up. So what I do right now in the moment is what's going to dictate my future. So I can worry about the future all I want, but I should be worried about the moment right now, because the actions that I do is what's going to create that future that I want, or create a past that I don't want to remember, you know, or a good memories. So we always have to be mindful of that. And I'm not going to hold you too long. I just want people to just kind of like marinate on that with the New Year's resolution. Just make every day meaningful and special, and not get caught in the endless loop. Do it for the sake of doing it for yourself, because you should. And get on it. You know, if you know there's something that you want to do with your life and in your life, don't wait till a particular time to do it. Do it now. That's all I got. And I'll talk to you later. And also, I have a new video coming soon. Um, if you want any suggestions, whether it be about lifestyle, topics, cooking, you know, I'm gonna do that. But I just kind of want to switch it up to see what other people want to see. So be blessed, never stressed, and I'll talk to you later.